Hello, my dear ones. It's your Gran speaking. Come sit close. I have something true to tell you. My name is Margaret Whitmore. I am a grandmother. 2 days after my daughter's wedding, my new son-in-law slid a thick envelope across my kitchen table and said, "It's just a formality. Sign it when you can." Inside was a family trust that gave him control over my future. He thought I would smile, sign, and hand him my life. I did not shout. I did not cry. I made tea, watched their car roll down the lane, and then I opened the envelope. Every page assumed I had already agreed. Every line treated me like a guest in my own house. They believed I was just comfortable, just quiet, just old. They did not know about the real inheritance my late husband left, a private account worth 7 million euros, safely hidden where greedy hands could not reach. So I set a trap. I asked my lawyer friend to create a small, believable fortune. A simple paper trail. Not 7 million, only 240,000. If my son-in-law really loved my daughter, he would leave it alone. If he did not, he would try to take it. I did not need to guess. I needed proof. If anyone has ever told you, "You're just a guest," stay with me until the end, because today we will see who signs the paper and who writes the story. I live in a small stone house on the edge of a quiet English village. My kitchen smells like lemons and old books. The morning light falls across the oak table, and everything looks peaceful. 2 days after my daughter's wedding, she came to visit with her new husband. My daughter's name is Sophia. She still had that wedding glow. Soft eyes, soft smile. Her husband is Julian. He wore pale linen and a practiced smile that did not reach his eyes. We talked about Santorini and the sea. Then Julian placed a thick envelope on the table. He pushed it toward my cup. "It's just something to make things easier," he said, smooth and warm. "Asset alignment, future planning. We're setting up a family trust. When we have children, this will protect everyone." Sophia leaned into him. "Mum, he's brilliant with money. It's simple, just a formality." I touched the envelope but did not open it. My name, Margaret Whitmore, was typed on the front in a cold, neat font. "Look when you can," Julian said, standing. "We fly tomorrow." He kissed the air near my cheek. They left, waving from the car. I stood at the window and watched the lane until the hedge hid them from view. Then I opened the envelope. The contract talked to me, as if I had already said yes. It named a Whitmore Croft Family Trust, managed by Julian. It asked me to list every asset I owned and to move a significant portion into his control. The language was polite. The meaning was not. I set the papers down and folded my hands. I was not angry. Anger clouds the mind. I felt something sharper, clarity. My late husband, Robert, understood the world. He had once told me, "If someone tries to rush you, they are not protecting you." After he died, I learned just how careful he had been. He left me a private fortune, 7 million euros, sheltered in a holding account under a quiet company name. No one knew. Not even Sophia. I kept it silent for the same reason one keeps a garden gate closed. Not to shut people out, but to keep the foxes from the hens. I made a single call to an old friend, Arthur Sterling. He and Robert had been close. He is a lawyer with a simple voice and a clean soul. "Arthur," I said, "I need a decoy. I want a believable summary that shows I am left with 240,000 euros after settling Robert's debts. A small trail. Respectable. Nothing more." He was silent, then he laughed softly. "You want to see who follows the crumbs?" "I want to know the truth," I said. "And I want the truth. I'm Marcus Thorne, representing Mr. and Miss Croft. There is an urgent addendum." He held up more papers. I read 2 words that froze the room. Emergency addendum. And then I saw Sophia, signature at the bottom. Quick, rushed, neat. I stepped aside, letting him in, because I prefer to learn my enemy's language before I answer. He opened the file on my table. This extends to immediate family holdings, Mrs. Whitmore. It will protect the trust. We simply need full declarations, present and future. Future, I asked. So you want my tomorrows too? He smiled in a way that was meant to feel kind and felt like glass. We all want what's best for the children. I closed the file and handed it back. Sophia kept her name, I said. And I keep my mind. You'll hear from me when I'm ready. After he left, I phoned Arthur again. They are not asking, I said. They are taking. Then let us give them something to take, he replied. The decoy will be ready by Friday. On Friday, I left the thin file in my study, where it could be found without looking too hard. In the evening, I baked a lemon cake, poured tea, and waited. 4 days later, my bank sent a fraud alert. Someone had tried to access an old joint account from long ago, an account in my maiden name that only Sophia knew. It was a gentle bell ringing in my mind. They were not guessing. They were digging. The attempt failed, of course, but I did not feel safe. I felt ready. I called Sophia in Santorini. I sounded warm. Sweetheart, when will you be back? Tell Julian I have the papers ready. Lunch with me, my treat. Her voice lit up. Mum, really? Oh, that's wonderful. I hung up, and my face grew calm again. This would not be a fight. This would be a lesson. Not for Julian. He had already chosen his road. For Sophia. She needed to see with her own eyes. She needed to hear with her own ears. Someone had told her I was paranoid, that I was controlling. I would not shout. I would show. I called Arthur once more. Come to lunch, I said. Not as my lawyer. As my friend. No briefcase. Just your eyes and your phone. The garden cafe was quiet, green, and kind. Birds sang as if nothing ugly ever happened under trees. Julian arrived in pale linen. He smiled at the waiter, at the flowers, at the world. Sophia looked small beside him, like a white candle next to a street lamp. Eleanor, Margaret, Julian began, catching himself. I want to apologize. I never meant to pressure you. I was only being protective. He placed the original envelope on the table, like a priest placing a book on an altar. I took it and set it aside. Then I brought out my own thin file. I placed it on top of his. This is my inheritance disclosure, I said. After Robert's final debts, I have 240,000 euros. I will move what's left into a small annuity, enough for me to live simply and safely. Sophia's mouth fell open. Mama, that's all. I touched her hand. More liabilities than I told you, love. I didn't want you to worry. Julian stood up too fast. Excuse me, he said, forcing a laugh, and walked to the restroom. When he returned, his stick sat with his side. Worston Moor was the slightest room. We shall be with more reality. We ended with stiff hugs and clean plates. It looked like peace. It wasn't. That night, my bank called. Mrs. Whitmore, there was a withdrawal request for the full 240,000 from your old profile. It came from a tablet registered to your daughter. The IP address is from a hotel in Santorini. I thanked the woman, put down the phone, and felt my hand shake for the first time. Not because of the money. It was fake. Because he was inside my daughter's life, inside her passwords, inside her confidence. I called Sophia. Voicemail. A text came instead. Mum, we're exhausted. Can we talk tomorrow? Exhausted, of course. The next day I sent a simple message. Come to the house alone. I made lemon cake. She arrived with red eyes, but still a hopeful heart. We sat at the kitchen table. Someone tried to empty my retirement account, I said. It was done from your tablet. No, she whispered. Julian wouldn't. He would, I said gently. He found the small inheritance file. He tried to take it all. Tears filled her eyes. You set him up, she said, angry and wounded. You baited him. I protected you, I said. I needed to know who he is. He loves me, she cried. Then ask him why he uses your tablet at night, I said. Ask him why he wants me to sign things in a hurry. She grabbed her bag and ran out. I let her go. Sometimes chasing makes the lie run faster. That evening, Arthur called. We have the technical proof, he said. Device signature, IP logs. All neat. I whispered, if my daughter hates me. She won't, he said. Send me the wedding videos. Men like him are careless when they are proud. I watched late into the night. I saw dancing, toasts, bright faces, and a man who loved the camera. In one shaky phone clip, Julian stood with his friends by the bar. Someone asked, "So what's next, mate? Married rich now?" He raised his glass and laughed. "Not yet," he said, loud and pleased. "Give me a month. You'll see." I sent the clip to Arthur. His message came back at once. This is gold. The following morning I drove to their flat. I rang the bell. Julian's voice came through the intercom, flat and cold. "She doesn't want to see you." "Fine," I said. I slid a small USB stick into their letterbox. The wedding footage, neatly gathered, and walked away. 2 days later, Sophia stood in my doorway. She looked like a storm had passed through her. She sat on my sofa and whispered. I watched the video. I asked him. He said it was a joke. Then I looked at his browser history. He searched how to access trust funds, how to bypass two-factor. Mum, I am so sorry. I held her as she cried. Her phone buzzed. She looked down, and her face hardened. It's Julian. He says he's lawyered up. If I leave, he'll sue me for fraud. Then we play our hand, I said. Arthur had already prepared the files, the logs, the video, the clear, simple story. We met at a neutral office with a long table and a wall of glass. Sophia sat beside me. Her eyes were still soft, but her spine was straight. Julian arrived 10 minutes late, trying to look bored and brave. He lost both looks when he saw Arthur. We have something for you, Arthur said, and handed him a folder. A courtesy copy. Julian flicked through the pages. His skin turned the color of milk. There's no crime here, he said, too loud. Not yet, Arthur answered, calm as a chapel. But we have enough to open several matters. Identity misuse, coercion, and the video of your own words. Julian glared at Sophia. You told them. Sophia held his stare. No, Julian, you did. He shut the folder with a slap. What do you want? You will sign a full annulment, I said. You will release Sophia from every claim. No court, no fight. You will disappear from our lives. He laughed, but the laugh had no body. Or what? Or this package goes public, Arthur said. A reporter already asked for comment on the man who marries for money and gets caught. For a moment he was an animal in a corner. He searched the room for a door that wasn't there. Sophia slid a pen across the table. He took it. He signed every page with a shaking hand. Then he stood, fixed his cuffs, and walked out without a word. Sophia broke. I held her. I held her. I whispered, You're safe. She pulled back and wiped her face. It isn't over until I fix us. I doubted you. You believed in love, I said. That isn't a crime. That's being human. That night, we cooked pasta in my kitchen. The house felt warm again. Over dinner, she asked, very softly, Mum, is it true about the money? I paused and nodded. Yes, 7 million. Your father left it. I did not tell you because money can turn people into strangers. I wanted to be sure you were safe from those strangers, even if one wore a wedding ring. She took my hand. No more secrets, she said. No more secrets, I agreed. I went to the study and opened a plain envelope. Inside was the real truth, quiet numbers that had sat in the dark. Waiting for the right light. I placed it on the table, not as bait, not as a shield, but as a bridge. "This is not our fortune," I said. "We are. Your father left us money, but the real inheritance is the wisdom to see what is real and the courage to protect it." She smiled through tears. "Gran," she said, using the name my grandson will use one day. "Thank you." In the morning, the village lane looked ordinary again. The birds sang. The hedge was just a hedge, and I made lemon cake, not because I needed to prove anything, but because I could finally taste sweetness without checking the door. Craves wakened,